Benner.
And we are the co-directors for this show. The kids have been working super hard, both on stage and off stage. And they have done some incredible things to put together a remarkable show for you all. So we really hope that you all enjoy. The story of Alice in Wonderland, the plot is a little bizarre, but the main gist is that it's a character who is experiencing and going through a world of chaos and coming out stronger on the other end. And so we really hope that that resonates with a lot of you.
This is the first show that we've had on stage at the Little Gym in almost 15 years, and we are very proud and excited about that. And this was a big effort by a lot of people to make this happen. And so we want to read the names of a lot of people who did a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make this happen tonight. So they are Brother Mike Zimmerman, Mark Stepanek, Kat Russell, Prue Hawk, Teresa Graham, all of the teachers of Red Cloud High School, Lala Kelly, Vern Rubidou, Setna Weston, Brother Mike Baranek, James Laisbad, Jennifer Irving,
Rilda Means, Marcus Fastwolf, Amanda Carlo, Christy Subov, Sister Catherine, Sister Renah, Justin Prom, Jonathan Wakoviak, Father Brad, Jonita Hood, and Tawa Duchesneau. And we also want to thank all of the parents and families and relatives of all of the students who are going to put on this amazing show today. We really appreciate all the hard work that you've done to get these kids through rehearsal, help them with their lines, help them with their schoolwork, and really just encourage them to be the amazing young actors and actresses that you're going to see today.
So please give a hand to all those people who made this happen. So there will be a 15-minute intermission after Act 1, and there will be concessions available then as well. And then between Act 2 and 3, the curtain will close just so they can reset the stage, and we'll go right into Act 3.
Now, without further ado, we hope you enjoy Alice in Wonderland.
Over the course of the play, you might notice that some people change.
This is a natural side effect of being in Wonderland.
Wonderland changes our thoughts,
our feelings,
And sometimes even
who we are.
When you leave tonight's show, you might notice that you yourself have changed.
that is a natural side effect.
Of being in Wonderland.
Before we start tonight's adventure, we have a few important requests.
First, please make sure your phone is silent.
We hate to have a call go off during the performance.
It might have sent a red green, and we don't want that.
Second, please refrain from any flash photography.
Feel free to photograph your favorite actors, but do not use flash.
Flash photography might upset the Red Queen.
And we don't want that. Lastly, kindly, please do not talk during the performance.
No one likes to be interrupted.
Especially the characters in Wonderland.
They got enough to worry about, especially with the Red Queen on the loose. With that being said, please do not hesitate to clap, cheer, or celebrate your favorite actors or scenes.
We know you love us.
And we love your support.
So sit back,
Relax,
And
enjoy the show!
Something has fallen into my rabbit hole. It sounds like a little girl.
Down, down, down. I wonder where I
coming to the edge. What if she should break the bits when she falls off?
Hi! Here I
Oh, I'm afraid to look. Little girls can't leap like rabbits. Dear me, oh dear me.
come! Is this the end?
The question is there any such thing?
Of course there is. Everything comes to an end sometime.
This might be a beginning, you know.
Beginning of what?
How can I tell? So I know more about you. That fall didn't hurt you at all.
That it didn't. And it's very curious because it lasted a very long time.
That's because you belong here.
Where am I?
That all depends on what's going on inside of you.
I don't know what you mean.
How do you suppose you got down my rabbit hole?
I fell. I was sitting by my sister on the riverbank and I saw you run by. And you were talking to yourself. And you took a watch out of your pocket and looked at it. And it made me so curious I ran after you. And when you popped down your rabbit hole, I just popped down right after you.
And you entirely forgot little girls can't go down rabbit holes?
Oh dear. I think I'll just go back to where I came from.
It's one thing to think so, and another to do it.
I wish you wouldn't contradict me all the time.
Oh, very well. Go right ahead and fall up again.
You don't fall up, you climb. Where I fell off and went up like a wall. Suppose I couldn't climb it.
I am supposing it.
It's a little frightening. Oh, Rabbit, please, isn't there any way out of here?
There's no whatever use to tell you.
Why not?
Every hour is a one-way road. It will take you wherever you choose, but it will never take you back again.
I want to see the sky. I want to see my kitten. Oh, Rabbit, please, isn't there any way out of here?
Dozens of ways. There's a way for me, and a way for you, and one for Charlie, and Owen too. But you can't go back, and you walk alone. For every Jack has a way of his own. Now, your way is through the garden, where the trial is being held.
Please, how can I get there?
You can't.
You're very confusing, I'm sure. First you say I must go through it, and then you say I can't.
I didn't say that. I said you couldn't go to it.
Then how am I to go through it? Answer that!
When you belong in the garden, it will come to you.
I never saw a garden move.
You never saw much, and that's the fact. Oh dear, the Duchess!
Wait, please, let Rabbit wait!
What a rumpus! Could I never find a place where I quietly smoke?
White Rabbit!
Someone's calling you. You better make her keep still.
You tell her, I can't wait.
What about?
Tell her about her garden. Tell her it'll never come till she learns to keep her temper.
You rabbit! White Rabbit!
Such a temper. It makes me feel contrary. You better wait and tell her yourself.
I can't. I promised the Duchess to speak a piece at her party. I am to speak, how doth the little? How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every fragrant flower? Beautiful, isn't it?
If you like it, it makes me feel contrary.
You rabbit! White Rabbit!
You tell her about her temper.
I will, if she makes me feel friendly. If she makes me feel contrary, I'll be contrary. I won't tell her a single thing.
I declare that's too bad for him. That is oh.
Who are you?
Well, I hardly know, sir. At least I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have turned into somebody else.
What do you mean? Explain yourself.
Well, I can't explain myself, sir, because I'm not quite myself, you see.
I don't see.
Well, when I got up this morning, I was just Alice. But a little while ago, I was the size of a rabbit, and now I'm the size of a mushroom. Being so many sizes in a day is very confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps you haven't found it so yet. But someday you'll turn into a chrysalis, and after that, a butterfly. You'll feel a little weird
Not a bit.
Well, it feels very queer to me, as if I were somebody stupid.
You are.
That I'm not! I'm the head of my class, you know. I'll try the things I used to know. 4 times 5 is 12.
Wrong.
I'll try geography. London is the capital of Paris. That's not right, I'm certain.
Try some poetry.
I'll recite, how doth the little. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the river of the Nile on every fragrant scale. I don't think that's quite right.
It's wrong. From beginning to end.
Oh, don't you see I changed a great deal?
You haven't.
You make very short and rude remarks.
I don't.
Oh, it's no use talking to you. I must find the garden where the trial is. The things you say are no use to me at all.
They are.
If you're going to contradict every single thing I say,
I'm not.
well, you've been doing so. You can't deny that.
I can. Wait, come back. I have something important to tell you.
What?
Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. Saying it is one thing and doing it another.
Keeping my temper, you mean? Well, I'll do my very best, sir. I'm normally very polite, but things are so queer down here. What shall I do next?
Ask the Duchess. Knock on her door.
There isn't any door.
There is.
That's not very civil of him. Oh my. That must be the Duchess's house. I'll keep my temper this time. No matter what happens, I'll keep my temper. I can hear you in there. If you're not coming out, I'll go in myself. That I will. There's certainly too much pepper in that soup.
Too much, too little, taste!
Speak roughly to your boy and beat him when he sees him. He only doesn't do it always because he knows it easy. Be quiet, pig.
You shouldn't call your baby names.
Well, if everybody minded his own business, the world would go around a lot faster than it does. I speak severely to my boy. I beat him when he sneezes, where he can thoroughly enjoy the pepper when he pleases.
Please, my favorite toy.
Here! You may nurse it if you like. I've got to get ready to play croquet with Queen in the garden. What? Does my baby disgust you? Learn some manners and bring in the soup. The house will be warm any minute.
Please, he said, into the garden. Would you be so kind as to tell me where that is?
Don't ask me.
Well, I must ask someone. What sort of people live around here?
To the right lives a hatter, to the left lives a hare. Visit whoever, they're both mad.
I don't want to go on the mad people.
You can't do what you want.
Which shall I visit first, I wonder? I hope they're not quite raving mad.
Here's a place. Clean as clean. Not a single crumb.
Help me with the table.
They didn't seem to see me. I'm going to be polite this time, no matter what they say. Because of course that rebel was talking nonsense. The garden couldn't come to me.
You telling Doris to bring the chairs?
I couldn't find her.
Dormouse? What dormouse?
Wow, she's asleep. I put her in a teapot.
Then we'll have to carry her, teapot and all. Where was her?
Sleeping in a teapot's unsanitary.
Quickly, he would get cold.
You'll have to help me with her.
Still drink the tea. How absurd.
candy?
I don't see any.
Well, because there isn't any.
And it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
Well, it wasn't very civil of you to sit down here without being about it.
Please, will you tell me?
Shall we tell her?
You don't know what I'm going to ask yet.
Well, it doesn't matter what it is.
What matters is how you behave.
Ask her a riddle.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I think I can guess that one.
Do you mean you think you could find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least, I mean what I say. It's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing in a bit. You might just as well say, I see what I eat. It's the same thing as, I eat what I see.
You might as well just say, I like what I get. It's the same as I get what I like.
You might just as well say that I breathe and I sleep. It's the same as I sleep when I breathe.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
Why does a raven like a writing desk? No, I give up. What's the answer?
No, I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, I should think you might find something better to do with your time than asking riddles that have any answers.
Well, there's nothing to do with our time, but have tea. It's always tea time here.
Is that why there's so many tea things laid out?
Yes, that's it. And we don't have time to watch things between whiles.
Then you keep moving around, I suppose.
Exactly so. And I want a clean cup now. I'll move one place.
Wake up! Wake up!
It's no use.
Try some pour some on the animals. It's no use. She won't wake up.
We should try some butter.
Oh, don't do that.
Why not?
You'll spoil it. Please don't put it in bread knife.
Why not?
You'll get crumbs in it as well.
Maybe that's just what it needs.
You'll stop your watch.
How can I stop it when it isn't going?
Answer that!
I can't, but
Hold your tongue. I think we should try some hot tea again.
We might as well. Still 6 o'clock.
We're gonna have to move her.
Wake up! Wake up!
this isn't clean. It's been used before.
What's good enough for us is good enough for you.
If it was good enough, then why didn't you stay there?
If you can't be civil, you better wait till you're invited.
Quite right. It was very kind of you to have me, I'm sure.
I vote the young lady recites a poem.
I don't think I get it quite right.
Recite, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Twinkle, twinkle,
Better!
twinkle,
Begin.
twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
You picture, she doesn't mind me. Now then, recite.
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at.
There's nothing right about it.
Quite right.
There's nothing right about it.
Twinkle, 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 twinkle.
Which on both sides?
Yeah!
Oh, you can't do that.
Pick it up, then.
I can't pick up Mel.
You can't do much, and that's a fact.
I'd be glad to wipe it up if I had a cloth that's gone onto the ground as well.
There's plenty of clean ground over there. Help me move the table.
And mind what you think while you do it.
Please, what must I think about?
All manner of things. Everything that begins with the M.
Money, monkey, mitochondrias, money, monkeys.
Why with an M?
Why not?
can't take less. It's very easy to take more than nothing.
Nobody asked you your opinion. Or, that is, thank you. Of course it's easier to take more than nothing.
Sit down and do it then.
If you please, Bonjour, Mouse Hatter, oh Marcher, would you be so kind as to tell me where to garden?
Just keep on the way you're going now.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Bonjour, Mouse. Goodbye, Hatter. Goodbye, oh kind Marcher. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hey, Rat! Hey, my hat!
I said goodbye!
Oh, brother, you spilled the tea. Come on.
Just keep on going the way I'm going now, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right in one place.
The question is there any such thing?
Of course there is. Every place is one place.
Certainly not. For instance, this was the place where you lost your temper, wasn't it?
I'm afraid so.
That's one. And now, it's the place where you kept it, isn't it?
I tried to.
That's two. And now, it's the place where there wasn't any garden, isn't it?
And yet, I did keep my temper. I was very polite.
That's three. And now, it's the place where there is a garden. That's four.
What about the garden? But I don't see a place for a trial.
How do you know you don't?
There ought to be jury boxes where a trial is. I've never seen them before, but I've read about them in the paper.
You don't belong in the trial yet. When you do, the jury boxes, they'll be right here.
Will they come when I don't know it?
Yes.
Started.
Yes, exactly. But you'll have to run very fast. Very, very fast.
Why must I run if the garden is right here?
It'll be one of those times you have to run as fast as you can to stay where you are, or faster.
I wish you would have talked nonsense.
Oh, very well. Go right ahead and lose your temper again.
Wait, no, please wait. I'm sorry. I can't seem to help it. All the creatures contradict me so. They seem to think I don't amount to anything at all.
The question is, do you?
I'm afraid I don't amount to much. All the creatures find fault with me. They look down on me. It upsets me.
That's because you're afraid you don't amount to much. You'll never belong in the trial till you get over that.
Please, Rabbit, isn't there any way I can stop feeling this way?
I can, yes, but it's of no use to tell you.
Why not?
You'll never know until you do it.
It sounds sort of easy, I suppose. Just not to let them make me feel good for nothing.
Yes, exactly.
I'm hoping to find someone to begin at once.
mock turtle soup out of course.
I'm a little afraid. I suppose it's because I'm not used to him.
You should be glad of that. The thing to be afraid of is getting used to things. Something you never saw before is exciting.
Well, anyway, I'm sure it'll be easy not to let him upset me. I declare, I hope I can practice with him. I must begin at once. What if I don't amount to anything after all?
Of course you don't. Nobody does.
Don't you?
Of course I do. Everybody does.
It's a little confusing how I can amount to much and not much at the same time.
That's what nobody knows, but you do.
Come now, that's so. I haven't the slightest idea what a mock turtle is. But I'm sure it'll be easy not to let him upset me. Because I was chosen to sing on the last day of school, and he doesn't sing well at all. I declare, he's coming here, I'll go by myself and begin at once.
That'll never work. The way to not feel good for nothing is to forget all about it. And the way to forget all about it is to remember somebody else. Now I wonder whether she'll come across somebody who makes her forget all about it. Well, it doesn't change the difference in the taste of carrots.
But we not left out that she was accompanying the red queen.
I see with the hider in there.
It was a fascinating monster. Alice's adventures have so far changed her.
She's not the same girl she was when she found that rabbit.
Just know with frustration and misfortune
And general insanity!
and if you relate, how are we to handle it?
Maybe we can't answer that now.
Let's just continue to see where Wonderland takes Alice now. Oh, my heart! I loved her!
What are his sorrows?
I've got it. That's all him.
What a curious creature.
What a curious manners!
But I don't suppose you've had many lessons in manners.
But manners aren't taught in lessons.
It was the very first lesson we learned.
Our master was no turtle. He called him tortoise.
Why'd you call him tortoise when he wasn't one?
Because he toyed us. Clearly, you are very dull.
Well, what else have you to learn besides manners?
We don't care about that.
The question is, can you dance?
I think you're good, but you should open a step. I took the prize in dance class a week ago. Saturday, let's begin.
Will you walk a little faster, settle right into the snow? There's a porpoise close behind us, and he's treading on my tail. See how eagerly the lobsters and the turtles all advance. They are waiting on a shingle. Won't you come and join the dance? Will you, won't you, will you, won't you join the dance? There's no use going on with her. She doesn't know anything at all. Would not join the dance. Would not join the dance.
You still don't hold it down my way. That is it. I want to love you for anything in the world.
Did you say would it or could it?
I said what it, I'm afraid of it, couldn't.
I thought you did.
No how.
Contrary wise.
If you think we're waxwords, you have to pay, you know.
If you think we're alive,
sorry if I was rude, I'm sure.
I know what you're thinking, but it isn't so. No how.
Contrary-wise, if it were so, it would be. If it was so, it might be. But as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic.
I was thinking I know who you are. Tweedledum, Tweedledee.
You got it wrong. The first thing to say to visit is how do you do it shake?
Shake.
I can dance, but it's a sensible dance.
Did he teach you couldn't?
Well, things are so queer here lately. Everything I try to do is wrong.
What sort of thing?
Well, poetry.
Do you like poetry?
Yes, some poetry, when I know what it means.
That sounds clever.
The thing is, not everything that sounds clever is clever. No how.
Contrary-wise.
We must find out. Is she stupid or does she only seem stupid?
We'll try her on a poem. What shall we recite?
The walrus and carver is the longest.
And has illustrations.
Is it sort of an examination?
See whether you are clever or stupid.
Oh dear.
Do you like illustrations?
Oh yes, pictures are the best part of the book.
Look behind you.
Oh, what is this about?
The walrus.
And the carpenter.
They were walking through along the seashore and they got very hungry.
And they remembered the oysters who lived in the sea.
Now comes the first part of the examination.
To see if you can recite the poem. Or see when we come to the picture.
Well, begin.
All oysters, come and walk with us, the walrus did beseech. A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach. We cannot do with more than four to give a hand to each.
I haven't come to the picture yet.
No how.
Contrary-wise. Then all the little oysters hurried in, all eager for a treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd because, you know, they hadn't any feet.
The shoes are here. But you haven't come to the picture yet. Surely more than four.
No how.
Contrary-wise.
Then four young oysters swallowed them and yet another four. Thinking fast, they came at last, and more, and more, and more. All hopping through frothy waves and scrambling to the shore.
What were they waiting for? They must have been waiting for something, you know. You don't feel well? That's it, you come to the picture.
No how.
Contrary-wise. Shake.
I passed the first part, please go on. I can hardly wait for the second.
That's only a little clever. Now we must see whether you understand this correctly.
That'll be clever. Indeed.
Go on.
The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things. Of shoes and ships, sealing wax, and cabbages and kings. And whether the sea is boiling hot, and whether fish have wings. Now, repeat it.
I'll try my best. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things. Of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings. And why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. That's right, I did it! Shake! Please go on, I can hardly wait for the second.
That's only mildly clever. Now we're going to see whether you can make up your mind.
That'll be very clever indeed.
Come, what must I make my mind about?
Which you like better, the walrus?
Or the carpenter.
Well, tell me what each one did, then I'll know.
You must guess what they did off of what they said.
Go on.
A loaf of bread is what the walrus said is what we chiefly need. Pepper and vinegar are very good besides indeed. Come now, oyster dear, and we can begin to feed.
What are they going to eat?
What do you eat with pepper and vinegar?
Oysters! I hate that walrus. What does the carpenter say?
We'll get to that in a minute. He isn't through with the walrus yet.
It was so kind of you to come, and you are very nice. The carpenter said nothing but, cut us some of the slacks. I wish you weren't quite so deaf I've had to ask you twice.
Then he ate them too, then I ate them both.
But you must choose.
You aren't stupid.
Well, I think I like the walrus better, because he felt a little sorry
took more than the carpenter. He held his handkerchief in front of him so the carpenter couldn't see how many he took.
I think I like the carpenter better, because he didn't eat as many as the walrus.
But he ate as many as he could get, and he wanted more.
It's a puzzler, and that's a fact. How can I like them better? I don't like either of them at all. They're both very unpleasant characters.
I guess you can't make up your mind.
I guess so.
Then which do you like better?
Neither one. You can't like them better. You don't like any of them at all. It's a foolish question.
She can't make up her mind.
She was not a stupid child.
Shake!
It's the Queen's croquet game!
Here, hold my mallet while I set up this arch. Boom! Damn, these are good!
Who are you? My name is Alice, so please.
Can you play croquet?
Yes, see?
To the Wonderland world with Alice he said, I'm not in hands that fall on my head, but the Wonderland creatures, whoever they be, come play with the red queen, the white queen, and me, and set up the wickets as fast as you can, and sprinkle the players of buttons and burn, or the cats in the coffee and mice in the tea, and welcome our Alice for 30 times free. Wonderland creatures called Alice run here, 'tis an honor to see me, a favor to hear. To the privilege high, or croquet to see, along with the red queen, the white queen, and me, and set up the wickets as fast as you can, and sprinkle the players of buttons and bran, the cats in the coffee and mice in the tea, and welcome our Alice for 30 times free.
You all are very kind, but if I'm to play with the
Speak when you're spoken to!
But if everyone obeyed that rule and you only spoke when you're spoken to, no one will ever say anything.
What did you mean by if I'm to play with queens?
You can't play with us, you know, until you pass the proper examination.
What did you mean?
I only said if.
She said she only said if.
And she said a great deal more than that.
A great deal more.
Well, I'm sure I did.
You should have meant, what do you suppose is the use of a child without any meaning?
A child is way more important than a joke.
I hope.
Can you do addition?
Of course I can.
What's one, and 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 one?
I don't know. I lost count.
She can't do addition.
Can you do subtraction?
I could try.
Take 9 from me.
9 from 8. You know, you can't look.
She can't do subtraction.
Try again. Take a bone from a dog. What remains?
Well, the bone would remain, of course, if I took it, and the dog would remain, it would come to bite me. And I'm sure I should remain. I think nothing would remain.
Wrong!
The dog's temper would remain.
I don't see.
She doesn't see.
The dog would lose his temper, wouldn't he?
I suppose so.
Then if he would away, his temper would remain, wouldn't it?
She can't do sums a bit.
I can sew, if the proper sums.
Recite, you are old, Father William.
I don't know that, but I can recite part of the walrus and...
Repeat it after me. You are old, Father William, the young man cried. The hair which is left you is gray. Yet you're strong, Father William, a hardy old man. Now tell me the reason I pray.
I think I can remember that.
Don't interrupt!
The reason my youth, Father William replied, I remember that youth would fly fast, and abuse not my health and my vigor at first, that I never might need them at last. Now repeat the whole.
I'll do my best. You are old, Father William, the young man said, and your hair has become very white. And yet you insistently stand on your head. Do you think at your age that is right?
Try the second stanza.
In my youth, Father William replied to his son, I feared I might injure the phrase. But now I'm perfectly sure I have none. I'll do it again and
She doesn't believe.
I'll give you something to believe. I'm just 101 years old, 5 months, and 1 day.
I can't believe that.
She can't believe.
Try again. Draw a long breath and shut your eyes. It's no use. I can't believe impossible things.
She can't believe.
I dare say she hasn't had much practice. When I was her age, I was in it for a half hour each day. Sometimes I even believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast.
Did you say you could play croquet?
Well, I used to be very good at it.
Let's see you with the stake then.
I give you 3 strokes. Hit or off with your head.
But I don't see any stake.
There!
Flag!
I wish you'll stop looking at me.
She totally missed that. Tingle, tingle, tingle.
Miss!
She jumped up.
On with the game. Tingle, tingle, tingle.
This isn't a bit fair.
On with the game. Tingle, tingle, tingle.
The king will follow you as soon as she's out of sight, just like he always does.
What was it you said?
It is of no consequence, Your Majesty, no consequence at all.
Where are my tarts?
Heart?
My tarts! He stole Silence!
That wasn't the name, Your Majesty.
Who are you? Who are you?
You can't take off his head if comes at a trial.
Who says so?
I say so.
The trial's beginning! Run, run, run!
So she did it!
Welcome back.
To our third.
Welcome back to Wonderland. Where we last left Alice, she was accompanying the Red Queen
An atrocious ruler.
Quite like the heavenly subject.
back to her palace for a trial.
Who is on trial?
And for what crime?
Will the innocent be found guilty,
Will the guilty walk away innocent?
or will justice prevail? Lucky for you all,
You don't deal with questions like this.
Outside of Wonderland.
how has this all impacted Alice?
Who is she now?
What does she believe?
Is she the same innocent girl she was when she fell into the rabbit hole?
Or is she a new creature? A creature of Wonderland?
Or is she something else entirely?
What?
About?
You! Are you the same?
We did it! We did it! Did what? Stayed where we were till time for the trial. That's speed. It looks like the very same argument we ended in started to drive.
You'd have to run at least twice as fast to get anywhere else. It takes everything you've got to keep the clock from turning back.
How strange.
It happens every day. Only you don't notice it.
Come along, we're all going to be late. If you please, I'd like to rest a little. I think the trial has really come here. Those listening to the judges, those listening to the jury, I suppose they want to talk about the jury box and the t-shirts. Only there seems to be great many news in here. I declare, I think it's too bad to have to run like that just the way you are.
It's worse to go backwards, you know.
Do you think they really stole the cards?
What's your opinion?
Well, I have it in the end. I don't know if the police cards I saw someone else eat. It would be easier to have an opinion if I knew what I was talking about.
You're wrong about that. The less you know, the faster you get opinions.
Anyway, the queen hasn't any right to stay off with his head like that without a trial. Suppose they did eat the tarts?
That would be all the better, wouldn't it?
Of course, it would be all the better if he hadn't done it, but it wouldn't be all the better if he was punished.
You're wrong about that. Were you ever punished?
only when I've done what I shouldn't.
And you were all the better for it, I know.
Yes, but then I had done the thing I was punished for.
But if you hadn't done it, it would have been better still, wouldn't it?
I suppose so. Just the same as if they punished the poor knave without making sure it wasn't because I can't stand it.
When a thing happens, you stand it whether you can or not.
Then I won't let it happen. That I won't.
Oh, my ears and whiskers, here they come.
You are all late! Off with your heads! You really yourself, Your Majesty. We don't mention that. What are you writing?
We're writing down our names for fear we forget them before the trial's over.
Order the court!
Harold, read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer day. This knave of hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away!
Consider the verdict.
Not yet. There's a great deal to come before that.
What?
Like witnesses.
Call the first witness.
The cook!
Were you in the kitchen when the queen made her tarts?
Yes,
You oversaw her make the tarts?
I oversaw her, Your Majesty.
Was there anyone else in the kitchen?
Yes,
Man or woman?
man.
Describe his costume.
Can't. Didn't see him.
That's because he didn't look where he was, Your Majesty.
Where was he?
He was hiding behind doors or under tables, and in flour barrels or ovens or things.
How do you know?
Heard him.
What did you hear?
He sneezed.
Try the prisoner with the pepper. The prisoner was in the kitchen. Write it down.
That's not proven, Your Majesty. You should try the other men too. Quiet! That's not fair.
Order in the court!
The cook may stand down.
Shan't.
Out with his head!
I can't go any lower. I'm on the floor as it is.
Then you may stand aside. Call the prisoner.
The knave of hearts. Smile in the presence of the king. I said smile, not smirkle, forms a semicircle.
That's the proper style. Jurors, listen closely. I'm about to make a searching test. Prisoners, do you know how tarts are made?
I can answer that. First, you take some flour.
Where do you pick the flour? In the garden or the window boxes?
It isn't picked, it's ground.
How many acres of ground? You must have leave out so many things. Flour for tarts isn't measured in acres, it's measured in cups, or quarts, or barrels. The cook is spelling it wrong.
It's of no consequence. It's plain he knows how to make tarts. That proves he was hiding under tables or in barrels watching the queen at her cooking. Let the jury consider it carefully.
It proves nothing of the sort.
You, who are you?
Suppress the applause.
Hold that evidence.
Have you fresh evidence?
No, I thought I saw an elephant laying on a fire. I looked again and I saw it was a letter from my wife. At length I realized, O King, the bitterness of life.
That's the most important bit of evidence we've had yet. That practically proves the prisoner guilty.
If any of them can explain it, I'll give him a sixpence. But I don't believe there's an atom of meaning in it.
If there's no atom of meaning in it, that saves us a world of trouble, you know? Hasn't you tried for any?
But then you can't call that evidence against the poor knave.
Your Majesty must cross-examine the prisoner.
Well, if I must, I must. Prisoner, where were you when the tarts were set out to cool?
In the garden.
Did you see anyone?
I saw the cook.
Nonsense! Ask him if he spoke with anyone.
Did you speak with anyone?
He spoke with me!
Has he shown any signs of having eaten tarts?
He's eaten a great many.
How do you know?
Paid me compliments.
I deny that.
You haven't forgot the identical spot where you stopped me from singing a ditty, where you said I was plain and excessively vain. But I knew you meant I was pretty.
I didn't know I meant that.
I buried the tarts. I buried them all. Write it down.
Stuff and nonsense. What sort of evidence is that? Rub it out.
Your Majesty must cross-examine the ditty sung by the cook.
Call the ditty.
There was a pig who sat along the side of the room and pumped. By day and night he made his moan. It would have turned the hardest stone to see him wring his husband grow because he could not jump. A prosa pig in and jumped like he gets there and went pump, pump. He first saw red and then saw black and rolled right over. On his back he snuck, he did his bugs like crack and was a fatal jump, jump.
And the prisoner had spoken to you about the ditty since?
At the top of his voice.
And he didn't know what he meant? This is terrible.
The Mad Hatter!
I thought I saw a rattlesnake that goes to be in Greek. I looked again and I saw it was the middle of next week. The one thing I regret, O King, is that it cannot last week. It doesn't be little next week.
He looks guilty.
He acts guilty. And I think he even is guilty.
We're ready with the verdict.
Should we say it or sing it?
Couldn't possibly be ready to give it yet.
Sing it.
I'm gonna sing the song of Dot the Little and the Busy Bee. The song writes how Dot the Little and the Busy Bee went up to the house. The house had no clue what was going on, so he went up to the tree. The tree felt hopeless, so as Busy Bee.
That's not a real verdict. It's just nonsense. That's not nonsense. I've heard nonsense compared to that. That's as simple as a dictionary.
The question is a dictionary ever sensible?
Consider the verdict.
There's nothing in that song to consider.
We haven't gotten to that yet. That must be whispered.
Our verdict is... Do you call that a whisper? Do that again and I'll have you buttered. Silence. Rule 42. Any child the last must leave the court.
That's not a regular rule. You just made it up.
It's the oldest rule in the book.
Then it ought to be number
On
one.
with the execution.
Yes. The idea of having the execution first, we haven't even had a sensible trial.
First the execution, then the verdict, then the trial.
Nothing of the sort.
Anyway, we've had a trial.
You haven't called all the witnesses. I have some evidence to give.
Majesty, there was a scroll found in the garden.
What's in it?
It seems to be a letter written by the prisoner.
Who is it directed to?
It isn't directed to anyone at all. That's strange.
Is it in the prisoner's handwriting?
It isn't in the prisoner's handwriting. That's the queerest thing about it.
He must have imitated someone else's hand.
Please, Your Majesty, I didn't write that and you can't put that again. My name is on that end. Besides, outside of the end.
If you didn't sign it, that only makes matters worse. You must have missed some mission for you'd sign your name like an honest man.
You don't even know what the letter is about.
Harold, read it.
It isn't a letter at all. It's a set of verses.
He's disguised! He's handwriting! It's a secret code!
It isn't fine. I can't write like that if I tried.
Don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. It's plainly written it so no one else but yourself can read it. Very well. Begin at the beginning and go on till you come to the end.
I can't read it.
Can anyone else read this? No. Then it's plainly written it so no one else but himself can read it. There's no telling what's in it. This is terrible.
You don't know whether or not till it's terrible till you know what's in it. Anyway, nobody knows that Knave wrote it.
Read it yourself, then.
Suppress that dormouse! I'll put their whiskers and move around the bar!
It seems to me I have seen writing like this somewhere before. If only I could remember where I stood and what I was doing. Yes, I was combing my hair in front of the looking glass. It's looking glass writing. All you have to do is read it backwards. The title is Jabberwocky.
If she's so sure about that, her read it, Your Majesty. Let her read it without a stop.
Very well. I give you 182 seconds.